So, the previous year, they made that little slug thing for a free role-playing game day, and some of the game store owners threw them in the dumpster. So people who would go to the store and ask for it would be greeted hostilely for it and couldn't get one. They came to the store specifically to get that book. They couldn't get one. So Lamentation said, well, we'll just show them. Instead of just a flimsy paperback book, we'll give a hardback book and call it Vaginas Are Magic. And, this is a hardback book. All the other game companies are giving out little paperback condensed versions of their game, and they're giving out a hardback book of spells just for women. But the inside cover is what makes this gold, this weird magic system. And, so there's several things about it. I think I'm going to do a separate video on the weird magic system about this. Somebody once did a poll about if you could only have 2 Lamentations books, the rules of magic and one other, what would that one other be? And I would have to say it's the inside cover of this book would be my #1 book, and I wouldn't actually have to have rules of magic because most of the Lamentations books are things I could run with another system. But yeah, this inside cover is the main reason I want this book. So it's a book of spells, and it has a great introduction that explains exactly why magic is so scary. But the height of it is this paragraph. Not that, this one. Down here. To put it another way, think of it as a mentally disturbed person who thinks the government or aliens are implanting thoughts into their brains via radio waves, except they're totally right. And then they use these thoughts to break the world. Just imagine how the general public and authorities would deal if paranoid schizophrenics with superpowers was a thing. That's magic and magic users. Yeah, so it goes into a great deal about why magic is dangerous and scary. Yeah, and they have a photographic cover, photographs of a model, not just drawings or paintings. So it's got 20 spells, and each of them is named after a heavy metal song. Now, you would expect a book called Vaginas Are Magic that is spells that only female magic users can use would include mostly spells on things like sex from a female perspective and childbirth and periods and how to deal with the husband who beats you, things like that. But nope, most of them have nothing at all to do with that. So the spells, there's Blaze in the Northern Sky, which lights up the whole sky so you can see. The Chaos Goat Law calls this goat creature who you can plead your case to and he'll decide a conflict for you. Death-like silence makes the person you cast on unable to hear and they go crazy. Funeral fog makes a fog that makes people take more damage. Goat perversion, I don't know why this is in a book for only female magic users. It seems like this should be in a book for male magic users. It turns you into this perverted goat thing, the satyr basically, which gives you some superpowers, but also makes women desperate to have sex with you. And there's a miscast result for every one of these spells. And one of the miscasts is you could turn into a female goat thing, which is much less advantageous. Another one is you could turn into a weregoat. And this seems like the good seed for an adventure that there's a weregoat who's going around impregnating women and goats, who then produce more goat perversions, who then make more, and so on until you have a goat apocalypse. So here's another one called I Am the Black Wizards. Into the Crypts of the Rays is a divination spell that allows you to consult with a magician in another dimension, but in exchange, somebody has to give birth to him. And you don't have to give birth yourselves. You can pick a close relative to give birth for you. Mistress of the Bleeding Sorrow. It turns blood into a weapon. That seems like a female spell. Morbid Metal. It makes metal less effective. Journey into the Stars allows you to re-roll all your attributes. Necromantic Screams is a sonic spell. Raise the Dead is a cool spell. It raises a whole bunch of undead who will imitate what you're doing. So here they are doing Thriller. But they won't attack you, but they might attack your friends. It's a great spell for a villain to have. Sepulchre Voice allows you to imitate the voices of dead people. Storming through red clouds and Holocaust winds makes people attack each other. Suicidal Winds allows you to fly long distance. Those of the Unlight allows you to meld into shadows. Transform all suffering into plagues makes you able to create a plague. Transylvanian Hunger allows you to duplicate the powers of a vampire to some extent. Triumph of Death allows you to kill a whole group of people. And Volcanic Slut allows you to be warm even when it's cold, but you have to have sex with a bunch of people to get that hot. So, and on the back, there's 120 heavy metal song titles that sound like they make good spells, so you can make up your own spell. Let's read through this. Feminist, anti-cosmic, nihilistic magic of death. You have been lied to all your life. You've been told that magic is meant to be in the hands of old bearded men and kindly paternal disposition, protecting the status quo. You've been told about young men destined for greatness and learning to command the power that is rightfully theirs. When women are shown to possess magical power, they are scantily clad enchantresses, housewives duped by the devil, feeble old crones who hate the young, or precocious young girls eager to prove themselves to the boys. Stories all constructed to comfort and pacify you, to give you heroes and role models to rely on, to give you villains that you can sneer at and be confident of their defeat. They make you feel so safe, but you are not safe. Upon the solar winds ride the cosmic keys to our creation and times received by women with but one desire, tear reality asunder. Now they have the means. Now they have the will. Existence is over. Vaginas Are Magic is a book of blasphemous, dangerous magic featuring perils only women characters can cast. It includes a new magic system for use with Lamentations of Flame Princess and all other traditional class and level tabletop role-playing games.